So the YouTube channel Troom, which as we all know is a very well loved, not at all controversial, not at all regularly mocked YouTube channel, has apparently put out an animal hacks video, and this has been tweeted at me by a couple of people. I haven't seen this video. I've also been sent screenshots of a hamster cage in the video, and oh boy, I'm not ready for this. Oh my goodness, I just saw a different picture. Oh wow. Oh goodness. So we're gonna go ahead and lose our minds together by watching and reacting to this video. Whew. Okay, so it's actually called 13 DIY Hamster Hacks and Creative Crafts. So it's all hamsters. Great, I'm thrilled about that.
Even hamsters can use a little privacy. Take a coconut. Drill 3 holes on top of it.
So far, so good.
Now the hamsters have their own little house.
Okay, first DIY, nothing wrong with it, perfectly good DIY. I've actually done this one myself. I've done it for mice and hamsters, and it is a great little DIY, so number one, not a problem at all. That being said, the cage they have them in the video, that's a big problem. One would hope that that is literally just for in the video, it's just a staging cage. However, when you're gonna do these kind of videos, even if it's just the staging cage, even if it's just for the video, you're still putting that out there as an example. I have travel cages bigger than that. I'm also not going to discuss the 2 dwarf hamsters together in one enclosure because that's, you know, that's a different subject. It's got its own controversies and mixed opinions. So that's just, we'll leave that. Acknowledge it, but leave it. Oh, that whole enclosure, the lack of substrate.
Even with the most colorful lawn. And here comes our next idea. You'll need 2 plastic bottles.
This is the one I saw the screenshot for.
Insert one part into the other. Poke through the caps like this with an awl. It's comfortable and absolutely safe. Now the hamster can walk around the...
Right, if Troom ever tells you something is absolutely safe, they don't have a good track record for safety. Just remember that. First of all, hamster balls themselves, the general concept of hamster balls, not really that safe. Most people advise against using them. I advise against using them. There are way too many risks, and there's also plenty of much safer alternatives for exercising your hamster that are much more beneficial to them and much more enriching. Playpens, free roaming if you have that option, doing a bathtub, putting the plug in the bathtub, put a blanket down, put some toys in there. It's a perfect playpen. Hamster balls provide a minimal amount of enrichment, and there are so many things that can go wrong with them. It's so easy for your hamster to get injured in them. It's very common for hamsters to get injured in them, so hamster balls alone, not safe. Second of all, a DIY hamster ball made from the ends of fizzy pop bottles. And it's not even designed as a proper hamster ball. That hamster can only run in one direction. It can only run forwards or backwards. It obviously can't run side to side because of the ends of the bottle. Definitely not enough ventilation in there. Oh my goodness. I mean, that thing's gonna get very hot very quickly, and it's not even sealed together well. It's just gonna fall apart. It's generally just gonna fall apart after a few minutes. It's not gonna work. Also, the implication that the hamster got in there through the spout of the bottle. Yeah, maybe these hamsters, because these are very young dwarf hamsters. They're probably only about 4 weeks old. They're still babies, so they're still quite small. But really, come on.
What if we built something really useful out of them? Like a labyrinth for our little hamsters. A labyrinth can have plenty of paths, dead ends, and turns. It all depends on how many Legos you have.
Yeah, okay, so the Lego Labyrinth, that one isn't a bad one at all. Again, that's something that's quite popular. A lot of people do that. You do have to be careful though, if you're going to make a labyrinth out of Lego bricks, don't use the really tiny ones in case they do manage to pop them off and pop them in their mouth, and just make sure everything's well sealed together. But yeah, that one, I mean, I can't see an immediate problem with that one.
Lay out the sticks on the long sides. So then, the sticks should go a little past the sides of the triangle. You'll need 4 of these pieces. Tie the sticks on top with a wire to make the structure stronger. Decorate it with a feather.
Aside from the feather, which is a very bad idea because if your hamster gets that down and tries to pouch it or ingest some of it, that's not a good thing. Aside from the feather, again, another good DIY. Like, why'd you have to put cruddy ones in? Also, that cage, I'll never get over it. It's horrific.
Now let's decorate the cage with an imaginative feeder. Take a magnetic folder for paper clips. Decorate the top of the donut with colored strokes. Hot glue the hole shut with a piece of foam paper. Even makes hamster food seem so much more delicious.
I don't understand why they had to use a magnetic tray. Am I missing something? I was thinking they were gonna like fix it onto the side of the bars or something like that, which would make sense. Like it was gonna be a decoration for the outside of the cage. I thought, oh, that's a cute idea, but I kind of mixed feelings on that one. Like, it's such a weird way to go about a project that didn't need to be so weird.
No hamster would say no to hanging out in a hammock. Cut a square out of fabric. Get a needle and thread. The hammock definitely needs a ladder. Take a ball of yarn and a lot of wooden sticks. Place the sticks at a right angle. Tie them like this. Crosswise, tie a knot to attach it. And then attach the other sticks at equal intervals.
Okay, the hammock, again, great, normal, the regular kind of DIY, and I actually appreciate the fact that with the lolly stick ladder, they're choosing to attach them with string rather than glue, which, you know, if you're using the right kind of glue, it's not a problem, but if you can avoid using glue, that's can also be a good thing. So, you know, I don't hate it. It's just so weird to have some decent DIYs mixed in with atrocious ones, and then to also have that cage.
You'll need an old fanny pack.
No.
Let's transform it into a mini hamster carrying pouch. Take a plastic cover from a cup. Glue the window to the bag. Decorate the connections with a thread. The hamster holder is ready.
Can we, okay, wait, no. Okay, first of all, your hamster does not need to go for a walk. They have pathetic eyesight. They don't know if you're taking them somewhere different. They use their sense of smell for getting around, mostly. So if they're stuck in a bag, they're not getting anything from that. In fact, they're probably getting quite stressed from being stuck in a bag. Number two, though, absolutely no way that's going to hold long term. And if a kid's making it, which is kind of who Troom, you know, directs their videos towards as kids, I doubt that's going to be made safely. That thing is going to fall apart. You can't just use regular glue to glue plastic to fabric. It's just going to come to pieces, which means your hamster is going to fall out, and if it's falling from stomach height, that's quite a far fall. Plus, if you're walking with them, that can go too wrong too easily. And are we ignoring the fact that there is no ventilation on this bag? Huh? Hamsters don't need air anymore. That's just, you know, they've evolved past it. You just close them in a bag, it doesn't matter. Holy heck, that is badly designed, dangerous, and totally unnecessary. Your hamster does not need to go for a walk.
Our hamsters need a little more living space. Take a plastic container and a tube of corrugated cardboard. Insert the tube into the hole. All done. Now you can attach it to the cage.
Of course they're expanding their ridiculously tiny cage by adding on an even smaller, teeny tiny little lunchbox. Yeah, that's an expansion. Absolutely. You glued a shoebox to the side of a studio apartment and called it a second bedroom. Also, because I know this needs to be set as a regular reminder, adding on extensions to an enclosure does not increase the floor space. Floor space for hamsters is measured as a single, continuous space. You can add extensions onto your cage if you want to, but the main part of the cage still has to be above the absolute bare minimum, which, can I just remind you again how big the bare minimum is? 450 square inches is the current bare minimum. That's this. This is 450 square inches. I don't personally think this is big enough, however, it is what it is, so I will still give the information out. Compare it to what they've got. Not even close. Oh, my phone is trying to turn itself off. It's also very much done with this. They just put it in the cage door, leaving a huge gap on the side for the hamster to just wander out of. Because safety means nothing. Your hamster can have an extension to the cage, but only when supervised. No other time. Hamsters don't need space when you're not around. That's just... Hamsters cease to function once humans go out of the room. There's no object permanence there.
And for the next idea, you'll need plastic bottles. Make cuts on the edge of the circle.
I can tell you,
Insert
this is
another
not
bottle
gonna
into
end
the
up
hole.
anywhere good.
Glue it down so the structure doesn't fall apart.
Okay. They're making a maze out of bottles, and again, they're expecting the hamster to go through the neck of the bottle, ignoring the fact that when its pouches are full, it won't be able to, and when it's grown past a 4-week-old baby, it definitely won't be able to go through that. Maybe. If it's a small one, maybe it can fit through. But it's certainly not safe. Don't make things out of plastic bottles and give them to your hamsters, because soft plastic is very easy to chew on and very easy to ingest. If you're going to use plastic in your enclosure, use hard plastic. It's much harder for your hamster to get bits off of it and ingest them and get them into its system. Plastic bottles. Don't do it.
You are going to need a plastic bucket. Make a mark under the middle. Make a hole in the bottom. Secure the holder with a screw.
It's only just big enough for the little black dwarf hamster. Definitely not big enough for the white one, which is a slightly bigger hamster. I'm not going to take too many points off them for that, because it's designed in a stupid way and it's too small. But the actual idea of making your own hamster wheels is completely doable and saves you a lot of money. And for people who cannot buy safe hamster wheels or big enough hamster wheels commercially, making your own can be a great solution. And I happen to have an entire playlist of wow, the sun. I don't have a face anymore, but I do have an entire playlist of DIY hamster wheels that you can go and check out.
Next up, an idea using old eyeshadow. Cut out 2 rectangles from a foam sponge to match the size of the palette.
What are we
A little glue on the edge. Attach the foam. Put some soft fabric on top. Sew along the outline with a thread.
Okay.
And don't forget miniature pillows. They have the same foam sponge inside. They're going to have hamster parties.
She just bumped that poor hamster out of the way. I love that we got a little bit of MLM in there. That's just brilliant. Nice little pyramid scheme just to top the whole thing off. So this is something you could do for, like, if you're doing a photo shoot, or you know, you just wanted it for a set that they were going to be completely supervised on. Don't put something like this in their enclosure, particularly if your hamster is known to chew fabric. You really want to be careful. If your hamster is a known fabric chewer, you don't want to be giving them anything made of fabric.
First, attach 2 sticks together, on one side and on the other. Then fasten 3 more sticks. Connect the pieces. The seat is ready. Place the sticks parallel to each other. Hot glue the supports, and you can hang the bench up on twine. Glue it down.
Yeah, again, the swing one isn't that bad. Pretty generic. So that was all of... Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not really surprised. It's Troom. It's like, you don't... What do we expect from them anymore? But rightly so, for a channel that is aiming its content at children, and particularly for an animal that is still quite commonly kept by children, and an animal that is kept still quite commonly in poor conditions, it's just adding to the problems. Showing a bad cage, dangerous DIYs, no substrate. I do like that if you scroll into the comment section, there are a lot of people who are pointing out the problems with this video, which is great. That's always good to see. All the first comments, oh hey Tori, you're in this. All the first comments on this video are just people saying, hey, a lot of this stuff is dangerous, don't do this. The problem is though, that the kids that this video is aimed towards are probably not going to be reading the comments. They're just going to be watching the video and then recreating that ish, and that's just, it's adding to the exact problems that we are trying to fight back against, and it's frustrating. It's very, very, very frustrating. I'm not really sure what more there is to say about this. The video was sent to me because it's a bad video, because there's so many questionable things in there, because it's aimed at children. Troom's not going to listen. I mean, I'm making this video kind of to nobody in a way, because Troom does not care. They've been called out for their ish so many times, and they don't care. They don't change anything. They don't improve things. I just scrolled down to their other ones, and they have a very similar carrying device for guinea pigs in another video by looks of it. Anyway, if you feel like heading over to that video and leaving it a dislike and a informative comment, letting them know exactly what's wrong, maybe, just maybe, a kid will be scrolling through the comment section and notice the trend, and it might help somebody. And please stop sending me videos to react to. Thank you. I'm gonna go take a paracetamol and take this insane makeup off and go and film something normal for once.